Hey guys. Remember when I used to make Warrior Cats videos? All those years ago? You know, back when I was, but a youngling animator, a fledgling animator, if you will. I have absolutely no idea if this is actually streaming. Oh, I think it is! Hooray! I love YouTube latency. It's such a wonderful thing. But yes, hello everyone, and welcome to the Rise of Scourge Retrospective. Hello everyone! Yeah, this is my live stream layout. I use this on Twitch all the time, but this is my first time doing this layout on YouTube. As you can see, I'm a goblin, and I am showing off to you today what is the first piece of art I ever made for the Rise of Scourge. For those of you who don't know, just a little bit of background information, I think, to catch people up. All my more recent projects on YouTube, like way back in what am I talking about? I'm nervous. Like what I make nowadays is I make a lot of Spyro videos. I make a lot of original character stuff, original content. But for those of you who don't know, all the way back in between the years 2011 and 2016, I used to animate a lot of Warrior Cats. And one of the big projects that I did, this isn't the first big project I did, but it was the most successful. I decided it would be a good idea when I was 14 years old to adapt the graphic novel spin-off of Warrior Cats, The Rise of Scourge. And for those of you who do not know, Scourge as a character was the surprise 11th hour villain from the first arc of Warrior Cats. He shows up for 5 chapters, kills the big bad in one fell swoop, and then he's the big bad at the end. He just replaces Tiger Star as the big bad. And the Rise of Scourge was his backstory, because apparently, he definitely did require more concept. It did absolutely require, more elaboration. And I decided it would be a good idea to, I wanted to adapt it, because I thought, the graphic novel's really short, and the designs are simple, and I thought it would be a really cool idea to I'm stuttering all the time. I'm so nervous. There's 60 people here watching me. And, I made this piece of art when I was 14 years old. That was 12 years ago. And this was on DeviantArt, where I said, I'm thinking of adapting The Rise of Scourge. As you can see, I was not a very good artist when I was 14. The Warrior Cats artists these days who are 14 are actual, prodigies in their craft. This is what I had to work with. So as you can see, I've got evil looking socks, an evil Ruby, and then evil Bone and Brick over here looking hench, looking very compact. And then Tiger Star, who's just staring into my soul, but slightly screen left as well. Tiny's just vibing, he's having a good time. But yeah, that's the poster I made. But yeah, guys, I thought what we would do today, because I did private, and I've just noticed the shadows. Look at this. They're not even attached to the feet. I literally just copied and pasted that layer, flipped it upside down, and called it a day. I didn't bother trying to join it to the feet. That is pure professionalism right there. How I managed to get accepted into art college is a mystery. As you can see, it's all terrible. But anyway, I thought it would be fun because, I was feeling nostalgic ever since the Warrior Cats 20th anniversary back in January. I was feeling very, very nostalgic because I was like, oh, I used to really be into Warrior Cats. And the Rise of Scourge, whenever I made it, was the most successful project I had ever produced. I'd made big projects before. I'd made The Legend of Blaze, which is this little goblin in the lower left vibing away. She used to be the protagonist of a Legend of Spyro fan story that I wrote. The Legend of Blaze was an animated adaptation. I didn't private the episodes, I deleted them. And now those are just lost media now. And I'm still very upset about that to this day. But, and then I made Spyro's Got Talent, which is the most cursed nonsense shit I ever made in my life. I promised myself I was going to try not to swear, but it's just impossible for me. I'm so sorry. And it did really well. Like I was buzzing with how well Spyro's Got Talent did, but I did unlist those because they are unbearably cringe. And then the Rise of Scourge was the third big project I made, and this one, like, every single episode like broke 300,000 views before I privated all the episodes. But then recently, yeah, I was feeling very nostalgic. I did private them all in 2017, purely just for my own sanity, because I was still, even though like episode 4 I said it was cancelled, I'm not continuing this, I kept getting messages from people saying, oh, are you gonna continue it? Are you gonna continue it? Where's the new episode? And just privating all the episodes was just easier for me. But you know what? I think enough time has passed where I feel comfortable enough and I feel like nostalgic enough to go back and revisit them. So all the episodes are back up again. They're the original uploads from 2011 to whenever episode 4 got uploaded. So you can go and watch them if you like, but I thought it might be a fun idea if we sat down and watched them all together. So I think that'd be great. So I'm gonna close this right now. That is my old DeviantArt poster. Oh, I beg my pardon. So I thought, you know what? I've got all the folders here. I'm gonna turn off the Spyro music, and why don't we just sit down and watch? Oh, sorry, I'm just seeing some comments right now. Was Bolt Strike before or after this? Bolt Strike was after. Actually, no, Bolt Strike happened along the same time. Bolt Strike's a story for another day. Bolt Strike is actually, for those of you who don't know, he's a Warrior Cats OC that belongs to my friend Fizzy Pumpkin. And the whole story of Bolt Strike happened during like a Warrior Cats RP session. I say, it went on over like half a year or something. It was quite a long time. And yeah, that's the story of Bolt Strike. But Bolt Strike was like 2012, I think. So it was during the well, anyway, here we go. So guys, are we ready to sit down and watch these together? If you so the plan is so I wanted to just sit down, watch these all, like just sit down, like have a session where we just sit down and watch it. Like all live, I don't pause it or anything. I just watch it. I enjoy it. You know, I will comment and stuff and be like, like what? Look at this. I remember this. Oh no, that's dated horribly. And but then I've decided you guys did vote up at the very tippity top. Hold on, let me just I'll end the poll there. So after every episode that we watch, like say for example we've got episode 1 here, we are going to watch all of episode 1, and then we are going to restart it basically. And then I'll like skim through it and like talk about all the decisions I made. Like I'll refrain from like giving away too much like background information about like why the hell I've got this overlay in the like throughout most of the episode. But I'll go into more detail like on the rewatch, and we'll do that with every episode. And yeah, in case you're worried, I will leave this live stream up, so if people want to go back and rewatch it, like if you have to leave halfway through, or you like this is Blaze from the future saying if you weren't here live but you want to watch it again, it'll be on my channel and you can rewatch it and it'll be fine. So I'll make timestamps and stuff later, it'll all be good. But yeah, is everyone okay with that as a format? So we'll watch all the episode without pausing, and then we'll go through, like skim through it, like stop at various parts, and I'll like talk about like what I can remember being my thought process behind certain choices, because I made some choices I remember like in this series. So yeah, the director's commentary. That's going to be what it is. So anyway, guys, are we ready? I do want to warn, okay, just a disclaimer at the very start before we actually like jump into this. So this was rendered in 480p, and I don't have the raw files anymore because this is 12 years old, or nearly 12 years old. So yeah, this is crunchy quality. And also I didn't know how to like audio balance, and I didn't know much about mic quality and stuff like that at the time. That wasn't something I enforced. So I apologize in advance, and I hope you guys don't get like sore ears or whatever. Well, anyway, strap in, Remember, this is 12 years old, and this is something that I made, so you feel free to roast it. I'm gonna roast it. But, yeah, are we ready? Oh, that might be a bit quiet. I'll fiddle with the audio as we go. Okay, let's go. Go. Oh. A Tale of Revenge? The manga. Oh, this crusty quality. Let's go! Oh, the gun sound effects was so funny. Oh, there he is, the man himself. It's Bone and he's shit! Oh, that sound, I'm so sorry. It's so epic. The gun sound effect, Sandstorm. Oh, I'm so sorry about the sound effects. Oh, they're so bad. Oh. Hold on. There we go. Star Clan! Look, I'm not saying I popularized the idea of Star Clan being this white grass on the, like, dark blue background, but I don't remember seeing many interpretations of it like that before then. Oh, this goes hard. I remember! Sword. Why does he spin? The wibbly! What was I doing? The wiggle! Oh, this is so cute. Many moons earlier, I thought I was so cool for having that prologue. Oh my god. Why did I use Celtic Woman? Oh, I remember now. Oh, I remember I was so cool. I thought I was so cool for figuring out how to do a parallax. Oh, this is my, oh, I'm getting like happy giggles. I remember that stamp brush in Photoshop. The ugly flower, that's... Oh, I'm having a great time. The fence. I was obsessed with Celtic Woman. I still am. I love Celtic Woman. There he is, the boy.
When you're not, here I come.
Butterfly identity. I don't know why I gave it that title name.
That's us.
Oh.
My brother, Socks, my sister, Ruby, and me. Mama calls me Tiny.
Oh no, I'm so sorry about that audio quality. That's the episode.
Found you! Hey, that wasn't fair! Mama!
Ruby, Socks, come here at
the
once!
Audio balancing!
Yes, Mama?
Oh no! That was the most complex animation I'd ever done in my life.
You know better than that.
It is a microwave mic. You're right.
But Mama, he's too weak, and he meals too much. He always gives away where he is. He's no fun to play with. All I want is
Sel's still really great. She was the voice of Feyre in The Fire and the Phoenix.
He's your brother, Ruby, and you should treat him better. I don't want to see roughhousing like that again.
Here they go in the garden.
Mama says we're going outside. We've never been outside before.
Oh, that's when I discovered overlays. I thought it was so cute.
Nice house full of
Oh, what was that? What were those? Oh!
I don't know what it is.
What were those hands? Oh, I was so proud of this shot. It's so unimpressive by like today's standards, but that made me so happy. This shit's so wholesome. Why did I make this so wholesome? Why are there bokeh effects? That is an ugly butterfly, oh my god. Yeah, I don't know why there's a kingfisher. His tail's cut off at the top!
We see all kinds of things we've never seen before. Plus, I realize there's even more to see on the other side of this fence. I think I know what this is.
This is too
I've heard Mama talk
wholesome!
about it a couple of times. I think it's the forest.
I definitely tried there with the 3D.
Tiny! Tiny, come here!
Ow. I'll have to think of something else to do. Hey!
When I
You're
find
playing
that
a new
motion
game.
blur.
Why don't they just grab it?
Oh, remember when everyone used to make shadow effects like that? It was great.
Hey, Ruby, can I play?
I guess.
Why was there an anime girl? Why is there an anime girl? Oh no!
I got it!
Oh, that run
Powerful
cycle speed, I
Tiny
like
has
that.
caught the prey. Oh yes, it's mine, all mine. Take this, you piece of fur. You're no match for me.
Give me that. You're no fun. You don't play right.
But I got it.
Yeah, so like, here we have the song again. Anime white woman jump scare. You're absolutely right. I didn't even make Tiny that small. Why is he so big? That's the door. Thunder jump scare. God, I thought I was great whenever I was young.
Mama, do you know about...
Yes, Tiny?
about the forest?
A little bit. It didn't scare your father as much as it did me.
He's so wide.
He explored a couple times and told me about it. It's a dark, shadowy, dangerous place, and the wild forest cats
that
who live
image goes
there are
hard.
quick
I still like
and
that image.
ferocious. They have to fight every day to survive, and only the strongest warriors make it through.
Will we ever go into the forest, Mama?
No, Tiny. Forest cats have fleas. You're safer here.
Leak.
I mean it. This is the place for you. Those savages are a
I thought this
scourge on
was
the
so
mark
cool
of all
as a
good
kid.
cats.
Scourge.
Epic. Oh no! The anime song! No! What? Why did I name it Innocence? I was so edgy. Oh, Gur, that's who played Tiny. Gur sort of disappeared off the face of the earth when it came to episode 4. Butterfly Identity goes by Cell Never Sleeps nowadays, and she's amazing. Urnham 7 was Socks. Urnham 7 made Dim Stars Past. Why does it have... Why is it an anime song? Just me doxing myself at them. Do I have a post-credit scene? No, it's literally just the run cycle again. Look at him go! That was the Rise of Scourge episode 1. Like, honestly, that was less cringe, but also more cringe than I remember. And I reiterate, if you just joined, I made this. So, this is all my fault. So, okay, you guys voted, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go back to the start. And I'm gonna sort of like talk about, I'll do a little director's commentary and like sort of explain my choices that as far as I can remember. Or if I've got any funny anecdotes like along with the, like to go along with like the whole like experience. So, you know, I actually want to start off with this like overlay. Like, I don't know if it was like super distracting, but it's like, it's present throughout the entire prologue. Like, this is so crunchy. Look at this boy right here. This is so crunchy, but you can see it. Like, I just selected it as an overlay filter and put it over the top of like the entire prologue. That was my way of doing like a vignette for the flashback scene or the flash forward scene. Honestly, yeah, it's a lot more noticeable here. Where, yeah, I just remember finding that on Google Images. I'm gonna be a bad person, and I'm gonna blame someone else, because I remember watching a tutorial or something online. Like, I was for this series, I was like, right, I'm gonna watch a bunch of animation tutorials, and like, I say rendering tutorials. I obviously didn't listen because I rendered it in 480p at a 4:3 ratio, but yeah, like they said, like one of the tips they gave, I said, it's like, okay, to when you're compositing, when you want to like make all your layers seem like they mesh together, like to marry them together, get like a grunge noise overlay and like set the transparency really, really low. And they were usually just basically a noise filter or something, like, and I took that to heart, and I was like, you know what would be even better than like a basic grunge noise? I will get this real swirly whirly pattern that's like very floral, and I'll use that instead. But it looks so bad. It's so distracting. And I used it in The Legend of Blaze as well. I remember that. But yeah, I used to think that was so cool. Like, if you go onto my DeviantArt library, like, I've not used DeviantArt in like 5 years. But if you look at any of my art from like this era, like 2010 to 2012 or something, I use this all the time. It's on like all my images and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about the fight scene. I'm going to bring the audio down a bit more. So based on the manga by Aaron Hunter. This music, I actually remember this music. It's called Tristan by Two Steps from Hell. I used this specifically because it was used in the trailer for Doctor Who Series 5, and I was a massive Doctor Who fan at the time. So, let me see. I think this was meant to be Longtail. That's, if you're a Warrior Cats fan, that's meant to be Longtail. Let's see, there are cameos in here everywhere, and I'm gonna see if I can find them. There's no one there. That is Bone, and that is Ashfur, and that is Fernclyde. And they are murdering Bone. And there's Firestar with his, like, ah! Firestar just be like, ah! The suffering! And then this was the first, this was, like, this shot that's coming up next, this was, like, the first, like, complex animation I think I ever made. Like, that was, like, the first, like, him, like, jumping like that. Like, in my life, that was the first, like, complex movement where he bounces forward like that. It's terrible. It looks really bad, but it was my yeah, it was the first one I ever made, so I'm kind of proud of it. This is just Scourge. I could have thought of a better shot to introduce him, but you know what? He's grinning like a maniac. It'll do. Oh, I based those, like, under, like that red eyeliner under the eyes from Flightfoot Warrior? That's what they were known as at the time. I think they go by Corvid Katana nowadays. They were like a super iconic Warrior Cats animator back in the day. Like, they did all the MS Paint, like Warrior Cats AMVs, a lot of Scourge, a lot of Ashfur. Go check out their channel, Corvid Katana. They are very iconic. And I think it was the I Will Not Bow Scourge AMV. Where they made Scourge have this red eyeliner, and I went, that's a cool idea. I'm gonna take that. Do warrior cats have one life? Or all warrior cats have one life except for the leader, who is granted 9 lives. That is the warrior cat's lore. So there's Scourge, there's Bone. Bone's dead, bleeding out of his eyes because I was edgy. That's Brick, actually. I was meant to voice Brick. I just cast myself as Brick, and she never shows up. So there she is. Okay, this is the big cameo one. I think that was meant to be a panda over there. I made a panda, but they got cut off. That's meant to be Darkstripe. There. Corvid Katana is Flightfoot Warrior. Yes, they are. There is, there's Weedo, Ginga Densetsu Weedo, or Weed Cat right there. Because I watched Ginga at the time, and I thought that'll be a fun, like, cameo to put in there. Oh, Sideswipe, hello, I just saw you. And then that's Blackfoot right there. And let me see. I don't know. There's just two. I think that's meant to be White Storm. White Storm's just dead in the background. I don't recognize anyone else. Oh, there's Brightheart. There's Brightheart over there. So, there we go. I'm so sorry. It's the gun sound effects and the rocket sound effects. There's a purple cat. Why is there a purple cat? Oh, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. Sorry, but it's the rocket sound effects. What was that? Like the he fly. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's a freeze frame. That's a freeze frame. It's the gun sound effects. I don't know why I included them in my head. I thought, oh, it'll sound like really forceful, like a heavy impact. But no, it just sounds really stupid. No, I don't think it was a Starkit reference, because I drew Starkit fan art around this time, but I always give Starkit a rainbow tail. And her pelt is covered in stars. So if I were to include Starkit as a reference, she would have had the rainbow tail. So oh, there's Grey Stripe. Let's look at my Grey Stripe. That's like SSS Grey Stripe. I like that. He's like, ah! Oh my god! And then Sandstorm. I over-designed her a bit. She didn't need to have this. She was like, ah! Firestar! Let's go. And then he go Floppa. That is a deceased cat. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry. I added like a reverb, like echoey thing to all the cat sound effects. And it sounds horrible. I'm so sorry. Why is Scourge so like... Got them Wolfwalker outlines. And then he's like, here, good riddance. And Firestar's left dead, but then psych, he's a leader, so he only loses one life. And I'm gonna need to fact check this. Did I popularize this sort of idea of StarClan where the fucking sky, like the StarClan 4 trees look like the Erd tree from Elden Ring, but white? I don't know. But yeah, here he is waking up in StarClan. There's a Lionheart looking like a lion. I think that's Spotted Leaf. There's Blue Star, and I don't know who that... That might be Redtail. I don't know. That must be Redtail. No, they've got a red tail. I don't know who this is then. That could be White Storm. Maybe. It's hard to see. No, they've got spots. But here we go. The Boop. The famous Boop. That's always in every like Warrior Cats thingy when leaders interact with StarClan. Is that Cloudtail? No! It's Cloudtail! Oh no! His face! Oh my goodness. I love that face. That's Cloudtail. And he's like Angie, and I don't know why he went inverted mode there. But okay. And then the Doctor Who music, when I try and make it all epic like it's a one-on-one battle, but for some reason I go, oh yeah, like this. Why do I go ham on the effects? Like, this is so strange. Like, why do I make him spin and have this tunnel of fire? I'm sure young me just thought, literally the only thing I can remember is that it looked cool. Like, it had no purpose other than I thought it looked neat. And then you go rawr, and then I use this like wibbly effect, but and he's like rawr, and then he comes in, and yeah, this is the most egregious. Why he go wibble? Like, I used like a ripple sound effect. I want it to be just like a distortion, but then it made this happen, which just looks kind of silly. And then and then Firestar standing above him, and the lion roar. It's okay, I do remember. It's because if you've read Warrior Cats, especially, oh god, what do you call this one? Is it The Darkest Hour? I don't remember what book 6 is called, the book where this takes place in. where the alliance of all of the clans of the forest against Blood Clan is called Lion Clan. So I thought I would have Firestar roar like a lion as he kills Scourge. And, okay, this bit here, the voices you can hear, I remember doing this. This was myself, my brother, and my sister. I was 14, yeah, whenever I recorded these lines. My sister was 8 or 9, my brother was maybe about 12, so it's just these children's voices. And I just said, guys, just say stuff like, Scourge is dead, retreat, Blood Clan, all is lost, and you can kind of hear it, but it's like reverbed and echoey and overlaid, and it sounds horrible. Here, like, here it is. Oh no, I'll put that back. I want you to hear the travesty. I apologize in advance if this is loud. Oh wait. Yeah, I like pitched down the voices, which sounds horrible, because we were children and we had very high-pitched voices. Like, I'm 26 now. This is how old this thing is. And yeah, this is the Celtic Woman bit, many moons earlier, where it's like the introduction. I want it to be all, you know, atmospheric and nice. Like, oh, before all this like horrific bloody warfare, it was nice. And it was like pretty, and it was the forest. And I could have chosen locations that Tiny visits at some points in his story, but I decided upon generic woodland scenes. But then the fence, that's the important thing. It was, it sounds like they're underwater. It absolutely does, yeah. The fence is, like, yeah, that's the main thing. I had it, like surrounded by these bushes, like, right up to the fence before. They disappear in later episodes. But that is my wonderful rendering of a fence. As you can see, I was an artistic genius. So, yeah, oh yeah, here we go. The Rise of Scourge. We zoom in from his eyes, off center, wibbly wobbly. There he goes. There's Tiny with his huge paws. Yeah. Yeah, and why are his paws that big? He's hiding under a blankie, and yet they're meant to be in like a cat bed. So this is meant to be a basket. I did not give any textures or create anything at all to indicate that it was in fact a basket, other than the slight hint of perspective, and that's about it. So, and yeah, that is Cell Never Sleeps as Ruby. Cell Never Sleeps also voiced Feyre in The Fire and the Phoenix. She is a wonderful person to work with. She's very, very talented, and I think she's still making stuff. I can't remember. I think she's like me. She's like a lot of us. Like, as we got older, we just like I didn't have time to spend time on YouTube stuff anymore. But yeah, there is Cell Never Sleeps as Ruby, and a mouse toy that I think I actually modeled off a mouse toy that my cat at the time in real life had, or something. And yeah, that is Urnham7 as Socks. And Urnham7, she has been inactive for a very long time, but she created Dim Stars Past. And we used to be friends on Spore at the time. She used to be also part of the like Spyro fandom at the time, like way back when. So I've known Urnham7 for a really long time. Why did I foreshorten the basket in this way? You can see I did. What the hell? Here we go. Yeah, I don't know why I called it Innocence. I think I was going through like a weird phase where I was like, you know what, isn't it so, like, it's so tragic that this innocent little bean became like an evil boy. And yeah, I think it was just like a really pretentious title. And yeah, I kind of regret that title. I regret naming the episodes. They were so edgy.
That's us.
Oh yeah, the microwave quality microphone. It's strange because I don't remember there ever being an issue with Gur's microphone like after this, because I remember when they auditioned, their microphone was completely fine. It was just for this episode it sounded really, really rough, and then in future episodes it sounded completely fine. And there was Quinn's. I think I think like body shape, like, you know, it's still sort of amateurish, but I think it looks all right. Like it looks like a cat sitting down and then her face is just a bit whack. Oh, this was something that I like. I don't know why I chose it. I don't know why I chose for their house to have like the most hideous wall color in the world. This like pale washed out lilac. But their entire house has this like pinkish, like purpley, lilac-y color scheme. And I definitely, like, yeah, I definitely kept that going. I built into that. Okay, for some reason in this shot, and for a couple shots afterwards, I was like trying to experiment with different styles. And I thought, yeah, this is when I went through a phase where I was like, okay, my line work is not great. I have shaky hands. And I didn't know what pen stabilizers were. And I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna work with it. I'm gonna have like a real sketchy line art. So I did that with the background and the characters. Sorry, SpyroFan00, why is the line size changing for background and foreground stuff? Because I was an amateur who didn't care. That's literally it. I didn't really care. I was a child, I was making this for fun, and I was just sort of experimenting as I went along. Oh yeah, this is like, this scene where like Socks jumps up and Tiny like sort of struggles to get out of the basket. I was so proud of this. It was, yeah, this was like the most complex animation I'd ever made. It is not good, but I was really chuffed with this when I came out. It is like really ugly. Like, look at this line work. That is like absolutely horrendous. You can get pen stabilizers. Oh, here, sorry, Sideswipe. Oh, Sideswipe's really cool, everyone. I had to make a channel to chat here. Now you can watch all my YouTube videos. Yay! You can get pen stabilizers. Well, pen stabilization is something that you do within your art programs. It's not like a real life thing. And remember you talking on an old stream about trying to incorporate color symbolism into different locations? Yes, that is something I tried to do. Like, so the home is very pink. Like I wanted to make it, well, okay, me nowadays trying to justify it. I'm like, yeah, look at that window. That is like kinda hideous. Like that, like I didn't give a shit. Like, that's like the biggest thing about this. But yeah, the entire interior of the house, I think I just made purple on a whim, like this really disgusting pale purple. The garden is very natural. Oh, here, no, I need to talk about this. What are those? Ugh, disgusting. Ew, those hands. Ew, that is, hold on, are they literally like, did an AI draw those hands? That is disgusting. Oh no. That's... Look at those fingernails. Okay, I can say with confidence nowadays, I can draw hands better than that. Like, if you, that is, I'm gonna move away from those hands. Those are an abomination against the senses. Ew. But yeah, like whenever I took them outside, like yeah, this is like an art no-no. Never draw your I did the line art, I did the coloring all on the shading all on one layer. So the bit here, the seam here where I've got the shading, which doesn't apply to the collar for some reason, only on the fur, is on the same layer as the line art and the color, and it just makes everything messy. So if you want like art advice, don't do that. That's not good. So I did that in the past. I was kind of chuffed with this wee bit here. I don't know why I chose that sound effect. It sounds like a magical like wind chime as opposed to a tiny little bell. But you know, take this as like inspiration fuel. This was like when I was a child, I could not draw hands. I can draw hands better nowadays. I haven't drawn my goblin avatar with any hands, so you'll just have to take my word for it. But trust me, I can draw hands pretty good now. You can get better. If you put the work into it, you will get better. It's okay. I don't know why I drew the eyes like that. Like, I think, oh, do you know what it was? I was copying Nifty Senpai, like that animator. I was copying their style. I sort of draw eyes like this nowadays. I draw cute character eyes like that, where it's sort of like a flat bottom but very high top. It's very Spyro style. So that's a remnant. That's something that stuck around. I still draw hands like that. But I was copying the eye style from Nifty Senpai. Like, if you watch their videos from the time, like back from like 2011, that's how they used to draw eyes. And I think I was trying to copy that, but of course I didn't have pen stabilization, and I was doing this at a much lower canvas size than they did, so mine looks really messy. And I actually vividly remember doing this whole section here where they're looking at the cute stuff. I actually animated this while I was on holiday with my family. I brought my laptop with me and my old Wacom bamboo. So I just sort of sat in my room when I didn't want to interact with anyone on the holiday, and I like animated this whole section here. So yeah, I just thought, okay, oh, this is a relic. So like a fun way people in the animation community used to like simulate the effect of characters being under leaves, like in the shade of trees, was literally get a leaf stamp brush and just make a multiply layer and just like do this. Yeah. But yeah, Koi Yujo in the chat, I absolutely agree. AI art is terrible, and this is just a general statement to anyone listening. Do not use AI to generate art. It is literal theft. It is very lazy. It's very horrible, very unethical, and you're smelly if you do it. But yeah, that was just a layer of something. Oh my god, Hollow Knight Silk Song Reel. Ruby has seen it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I discovered, because I was using a program called Pinnacle Studio to like edit this all together, and there is a feature in it where where you could do like a bokeh like background like effect, and I just wanted to use it. I thought it looked neat. It looks terrible. It's not used anywhere else in the series. That ugly seizure-inducing butterfly, and I thought I would do like a close-up where it's got shading, but in reality, it just looks ugly. I think I remember why I included a kingfisher. It's I think it's because I made this whenever I was 14, and I remember when I was 14 in high school, I was for art, we were tasked with drawing a bird, and I was given a kingfisher to draw, and I thought I might as well use my kingfisher drawing skills in my like hobby project. So I just thought, yeah, I'm gonna draw a kingfisher, even though why would there be a kingfisher here? Surely the kingfisher would be by River Clan, but no, it's like on the border with Thunder Clan for some reason. Yeah. Look, and it's just a creepy little kingfisher. And this is my stunning showcase of a parallax effect. The background is moving really fast, and the foreground is moving very slowly, and their house is by itself in the pale blue void. Secret Kingfisher OC. Yeah, the Kingfisher can be a secret OC. Sure. Yeah, the house just lives in the void. I didn't want to draw houses. I don't like drawing houses. I still don't. But yeah, I think the scene's kind of fine. I just got really excited figuring out how to use different layers in Pinnacle Studios, even though it was very limited. You could only have like a maximum of like 3 layers. And I tried to do like a cool parallax effect. It didn't go quite to plan. I might try and remake that one shot. I think as like a little like fun project, I might try and remake this one shot where Tiny like looks out at the forest. I'm gonna have a little drink of water. I've been talking for so long. How did you move the background? Poorly. No, I moved the background literally with the scale and translate tool in Pinnacle Studios. They don't work very well. They automatically ease in and ease out, and I don't think there was any actual way to combat that. I don't think you could have constant straight ahead movement, but
Tiny!
Why do you have a big ass lip? I remember that really vividly. So I have him bonk his head and go and he says ow, because in the script I wrote oh. So Tiny was go, oh, maybe I should head back. And it was spelt O-H, like oh. But for some reason, the voice actor, this isn't me calling them out, like, they were great. I really liked their voice. Like, they did an amazing job. For some reason, they went, ow. So, so I was like, oh no, I have to, like, justify making Tiny go, ow. So I thought I'd have him bonk his head on the top of the hole.
Tiny, come here.
Yeah. So it's like an intentional version of the of the what do you call it? Snapping my fingers. It's like oh yeah, an intentional version of the stormtrooper bonking his head in Star Wars: A New Hope.
Something else to
So,
Hey!
oh,
so
okay,
sure that you're playing a new
white
game.
woman anime jump scare.
What if you just grab it?
But yeah, here's that overlay leaf thingy.
Hey, Ribby.
Why did I animate him like that? Why was his head in all different places?
Hey, Ribby.
Oh,
Can I play?
oh, I forgot to erase part of the sketch layer. Silly me.
I guess.
Oh no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to see the white woman anime jump scare again. Why do we have to see her? I used to have grey, like, I think I was trying to draw my own grey Converse that I had at the time. I just drew that's why I draw shoes nowadays. Okay, guys, are we ready for white woman anime jump scare? Jane anime, let's see her, let's see her. Wow! Isn't she stunning? Isn't she gorgeous? Absolutely stunning. White woman anime jump scare. I don't know what I was thinking. We're keeping her on screen. I think I was trying to draw myself as an anime character because I'd recently, like at the time, I think just started to watch anime. Why is her neck so thick? Her thick neck. Oh, she's hench. Or she could be a Diglett. She looks like a Diglett. But I want to look away from white woman anime jump scare. We never see her again. So, no. Yeah, so I remember at the time I was watching Wolf's Rain and like some other anime. I was watching Higurashi at the same time, which 14-year-old me should not have been watching, but I watched it anyway. But I wanted to make an anime character. Like I thought I could draw in an anime style and it's just really cringe. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, there we go, the butt wiggle.
Yeah!
I don't know why I made that so epic. I love Sox's like hair. That's where I started giving all the cats like wild anime hair. 2023 redraw? I will not do a 2023 redraw of the white woman jump scare. I actually kind of like this little run cycle. It's kind of cute. It's really bouncy. It's the only problem is he has no body or a tail. I think if I remade this, I would absolutely include like a big body like around here and a tail like bouncing up and down. But it's kind of cute.
Oh yes, it's mine. Oh,
Transparent eyes because I chroma keyed that. And you go meow meow meow.
You're no match for me.
Give me that.
Yo, what? Tiny's meant to be tiny. Tiny is bigger than Socks in this scene. Incredible. His head is so large.
You're no fun. You don't play right.
Oh, sorry, I'm just reading the comments now. Blaze, how old were you when you animated this? I was 14, but not like 14-year-olds nowadays who have like all these incredible resources, incredible inspirations. Well, I still had incredible inspirations, but like the level of like quality at the time, like of the era of like Warrior Cat's YouTube in 2011 is so different than what it is nowadays, where nowadays you've got like professional level like quality coming from these like teenagers making Warrior Cats animations. It's absolutely mind-blowingly amazing. But yeah, but this was like on par with like the quality of the era. We had Firestar Doesn't Like Waffles and we were happy. Exactly, Fizzy. That was the peak of comedy. Firestar Doesn't Like Waffles. Oh shit, Tiny's butthole! I had this awful house. I just could not draw houses. Why is Tiny so large? I kept drawing him so large. I didn't color the eye shine. I was very stupid. And then we have the... And then he's so large again! And the porch is gone! The music as well, the Celtic woman. Oh, look at this. Incredible. I did not care. and I was happy. But yeah, I loved this transition where it was like, oh, the thunder. Yeah, that wonky window where they're back in this, like, what? Why did I have a cross section of the cat basket? How big is this cat basket? Like, I know they're meant to be kittens, but Quince is fully grown. Why does she sit like that? What is this? What is this ship? This is unsettling. Why is she shaped like that? Wow. I think Socks is cute here. I still really like how I drew Socks there. I think he's very cute. But yeah, this is a massive cat basket. He stretches his arm all the way up. Bolt strike moment. But here we have Wide Boy. And yeah, this was like an era in my art style where for some reason, I thought cats' heads were bigger than they actually were. And so I would always have like the cat faces squished all the way like down here. It's especially prevalent in episode 2. So, which we'll be watching very shortly. There's Wide Boy, but oh yeah, this was like, I don't know what the inspiration was behind like these shots. There was something. There was definitely something, like some, like I think it must have been like an anime or like an animated show, or it might have been a web series or something. Like this feels like something that was in SSS, but I've not watched SSS in like SSS Warrior Cats in a really long time. But like these sort of art styles were like the heavy shadows. Like with the weird colors. Like these go hard actually. I like these a lot. I still like these. Like this one's still good. I like this a lot. It might have been SSS, but I was definitely influenced by something of this art style. Silverwing, I've never read Silverwing. Like this feels like it could have been SSS. This feels like The Lion King? I think I definitely used Scar pouncing as a reference for this pose, like in The Lion King. Watership Down Canberra? I can't remember. This one looks like shit though. This is really flat. Like after like this one, which kind of is nice and atmospheric, this one which has the foreshortening, this is really flat. Silverwing, this is legit Silverwing prologue style. I've never watched Silverwing or read it. I have no idea what Silverwing even is. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, lick. I don't have much to say apart from this. Okay, I remember this really vividly. I wanted to make a trailer for the Rise of Scourge before it even came out, like before I made episode 1. In the graphic novel, Quince does say the line, those forest cats are a scourge on the mark of all good cats. And that's the inspiration for Tiny taking the name Scourge later in his life. But whenever I decided to make a trailer, I wrote like a script for like a mini script to send to the actors. And they sent me the lines to it, and I had Tiny sort of echo the word Scourge, and that's why that's why Tiny says like Scourge, even though that's not in the manga. Like that's where that comes from.
Which is our scourge on the mark of all good cats.
Scourge.
Yeah, and then the lightning strikes, and it's so edgy. And then this. Okay, I literally stole the slow-mo run cycle from Wolf's Rain. I stole the idea, so I had Scourge running in slow motion. I think this audio I straight up stole. I straight up stole the idea from SSS Warrior Cats. I think they used the same anime fucking ending credit song. It's from an anime I don't think I'd ever watched, so I just ashamedly stole that. I didn't have an original thought until I was 18. So anyway, that was episode 1. I don't really have anything to say about the credits other than like the cast. Like all these guys were absolutely fantastic. Like Gur was great. Gur sort of like disappeared off the face of the planet. Like after episode 3, I tried contacting them so many times, but I couldn't find them. And that's why Tiny had a different voice in episode 4, because I just could not find Gur. So, Butterfly Identity is Cell Never Sleeps, who voiced Feyre in The Fire and the Phoenix. Cell is fantastic. Like, she was always a joy to work with. Ernham7 voiced Socks. Like I said before, I've known Ernan for a very long time. She sort of disappeared off the internet about 7 or 8 years ago, honestly. And I feel like Raven Ring is still around. I don't remember. I think they've changed their name as well. But yeah, there's me using all the copyrighted music. Yeah, Doctor Who, Tristan from Two Steps of Hell, Celtic Woman, and ending theme. I don't know what it's from. Sound effects YouTube. Oh, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Oh, hold on. Okay, so let's bring up episode 2. We're gonna watch it the whole way through. That is episode 3. There's episode 2. Right, guys. As far as I remember, this is like the worst one, or the most boring. Like nothing really happens in this apart from him going into the woods. Spoiler alert. But yeah, episode 2. Let's go. Oh wait, I'll turn the volume up. Oh, the animation improvement is already, like, monumental. Who dat? This wasn't in the graphic novel. The swing.
You would have been so proud of your
This is when I had subtitles. I added subtitles.
Strange that none of them had your ginger fur. But I see your spirit in them just the same.
Oh yeah, in the graphic novel, she was talking to a photo, but then I thought it was really. Oh wait, no. Yeah, okay, no, fuck it, I'll say it now. I thought it was really weird that her owners would have a photo of someone else's cat, so I just thought I'd show him like her watching him outside the window. And yeah, the improvement. This is definitely this is episode 2, and it's Jake. Oh, the new opening! I'm turning this down because this is loud. Hold on. Yeah, this is where I made an opening. An animated movie. It's got episodes. Oh, this is... Let's go! 2 Steps from Hell! Animate. And I covered his eyes! Oh, yeah! Oh, this audio goes hard. Oh, this goes hard. I love this. Oh, that went so hard. I forgot how cool that was. Curiosity killed the cat! Oh, that's... Oh, okay, no, okay, that's a cool title. I like that one. Why'd they go so fast?
Go ahead into the garden a few more times.
Oh god, yeah, the improvement from episode 1 to episode 2.
Good, very good. Put your whole body into that swipe socks. Ruby,
I did
don't
lip sync
forget
this
your
time!
backbone.
I bothered with lip sync!
Mama doesn't say it.
Ah! Why was 14-year-old Blaze so based?
Socks.
I'm gasping because I was not... There is a scene in episode 4 that is framed exactly the same as this. It's got Tiny making exactly the same movements as well, and I don't think it was intentional. I think I did it by complete accident. Because this has been the episode I've watched the least. And, oh, okay, once we get to episode 4, I'm gonna show it to you. Okay, that blew me away. Holy shit. The parallels. Oh!
Can't catch us!
Come on, I just want to play.
Oh!
Sucks! Ruby, you two come out of there this instant! I thought I told you about how to treat your brother.
But Mama, he's such a little pipsqueak.
I don't know why I remember this episode being boring. I am loving this so far. I'm so proud of this.
Now listen. my fault I'm so little. That's all they care about, though.
Oh, the subtitles really ruined this. I'm so sorry about the subtitles.
I'll show them.
They like cover everything.
I'll wait until
Look at him go! He's so fat. Oh my god, I love him.
Then I'll show them who's big and strong.
Why did this actually go so hard? I remember now. Oh my god, I used Forbidden Friendship.
Oh, wow.
Ah!
The trees are bigger than I thought. Everything's bigger than I thought.
Oh yeah, this is where... Why do you have no line art?
I'm not scared. I'm not.
I forgot. I literally
I'm
did.
strong.
That's supposed to be a bug. Oh yeah, I was literally just like, I'm gonna make the forest nice and golden. It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be nice.
Huh? Wow. Wow. This is the biggest, coolest thing
Wow,
I've ever
is that the
seen.
Crucible Elden Ring? I love lore. And he jumped onto it and thought he was class.
I made it.
Oh, I'm having a great time. I was expecting to cringe at this, but I'm really, really enjoying this.
Ah!
And a burb just shows up and goes away. Oh yeah, this is the
I didn't run or cry or anything.
the background. I tried to do like a dolly zoom.
Strong. I am strong. Haha. In your face, Ruby. Yours too, sucks.
Oh, the music. Oh, I got the subtitles wrong. I got the subtitles wrong.
Call me Mama. Whee!
Tiny, where have
Why
you
is she so
been?
smooth?
Did you get lost? Were you scared?
No, I was exploring. I went out into the forest.
Oh my god, their
Beast
faces, they do not believe a word he's saying.
I climbed a tower and a giant bird went right by my head and I didn't even
Ruby's
blink.
fucking face.
I'm more excited than I've ever been. But I know from their faces they don't believe a word I'm saying.
Why did I keep the nice music going?
Ha! Climb a tower, he says.
And don't forget the giant bird. You're too little to have big adventures. like
Why is the
that.
nice music still going?
It's true. It is. Plus, I built a house out of twigs and leaves. and
Okay, I think this is the reason why I never went back and rewatched this. I don't know why I kept the music going.
Well, I think you're a very brave little cat.
We know you're lying, Tiny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're just a
the
little
music
liar.
should not be this pleasant.
Socks, Ruby, be quiet. I need to talk to you.
Mama said she thought I was brave, but I don't think she believes me at all.
Oh my goodness
Soon you'll be
me.
going to your new home.
Oh, here we have him begin to go edgy.
Nobody here believes me. Nobody here even likes me.
Someone tend to this kitten's
I don't
wounds.
want to leave. Do I have to?
Yes, dear. Soon you'll have your own houseboat to take care of. And a brand new backyard.
Oh, this is where the
to
directing just
play.
got
You might even
weird.
see each other if you don't live too far away.
Someone tend to this kitten's scratch.
Let me see.
And there we've got the cool ass music again. Oh, I would absolutely remake the intro to Rise of Scourge. Because this music just goes so hard. But here we have Gur, we've got Sel, we've got Urnham, and we've got Raven Wing. And what else do we show off here? What else do we show off? We've got Blaze vibing in the bottom left corner to the music. Ew. Ew, ignore that. Ignore Harry Potter. Ignore that. Ew, gross. Boss King, based. Oh, Doctor Who Waters of Mars, positively based. How to Train Your Dragon there for some reason. Like, 634 in total. I was so efficient with my frame time. Hold on, I'm going to turn the volume down a wee bit. It's quite loud. And I think that's it. Oh!
And all that jazz.
That's Wings of Fire. Why is that there? Fuck off. No, 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 that's Wings of Fire. No, okay, hold on. I need to bring it back. I need to bring it back. What do we call it? Episode 2. Episode 2. There we go. So we're going to go back to the start. We're going to watch more episode 2. But... and all that jazz. I remember that now. That was one of the bloopers that Gur sent. I think it was at the end of one of their lines. They just went, and all that jazz. And oh my goodness. But no, shut up. I didn't used to love Harry Potter. Harry Potter's shit. So, but yeah, no, before we get to episode 3, we're going to have like a nice wee reminisce. And I'm going to talk about like what I remember when I made this. So episode 2, like the improvement in quality, like already, I'm actually blown away. Like I've still got that like weird shading style where I'm doing the shading and the line art and the coloring all in the same layer. But I've actually added texture to the backgrounds. I've added lighting. I've added shadows. It looks way better. Like honestly, like you can improve. And the parallax doesn't even look too bad. Like the 3D camera actually looks quite good. I'm proud of that. The shading on Quince is a little bit strange there, but I've actually like added like, I still don't know what room in the house this is supposed to be. It's just like a vague room. But okay, yeah. My choice with this whole scene was because I think in the graphic novel, Quince looks at a photograph of the kitten's father, like on the bookshelf or something. But then I thought, okay, it's like heavily implied that the father of like Tiny, Ruby and Socks is Jake, and Jake would still be alive at this point. I think I'm not 100% certain on the timelines, but it is like Jake would still be alive. But then I thought it really weird. If Jake was alive, he's obviously not living with them. But then I was like, why would Quince's owner have a photo of someone else's cat in their house? So I thought it was like much more romantic and like much sweeter for Quince to have this moment. She still says the same lines from the graphic novel, but she sees Jake out the window and has this wee moment with them, and I thought that was really nice. Like that was something I liked.
Strange that none of them had your ginger fur.
But yeah, this is Jake because if you can read, if you have the ability to read, all the people asking if this is Firestar, can you read? So but yeah, this only came out I think 4 months after episode 1. But yeah, I like this wee moment where they have like a wee like a moment between themselves, like looking at each other. I thought it was quite cute. I don't know why I went for this weird like style where like I really tried to emphasize the fluff around them. But yeah, it's like yeah, I think this was a way for me to try and characterize Quince a little bit more. But I don't know why, because Quince is actually not a very important character. Isn't Scourge older than Firestar? Scourge is older than Firestar by a good like few years, I think. So Jake has a green collar. Well, Scourge's collar is actually rainbow colored and iridescent and changes based on his mood, so does Jake's. So, but oh god, this opening just goes so hard. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I've got that sort of wibbly overlay going on, and I think there was some, yeah, this was a default like a text in in Pinnacle Studios at the time. Yeah, no, there was a specific shine sort of effect in what do you call it, in Pinnacle Studios that gave off this like real bronzish like color, and I really like it. But no, this was me being stupid. This was meant to be a cool scene with Scourge opening his eyes, but I accidentally covered it by animated by Blaze the Fire Dragon. That was a mistake on my part because I was dumb. But then yeah, you got the running with Socks and Ruby in the background, and then you got more running with the sun from the Fire and the Phoenix in the background. You got Socks, Ruby, Tiger Star, which was cool. And I really liked this. Oh, here, I'll turn it down a wee bit because we're doing the rewatch. Yeah, I just decided I wanted to go hard, and then this bit, which has weird you know, a weird crisscross thing, but that shot there was heavily inspired by Alley Cats. Allikat. Gravity of Love Blue Star AMV that they made like another like 12 years ago, where Blue Star, when she gets her 9 lives, like does a big turn and then opens her eyes and goes wah, like up at the very tippy top like this. And I wanted to try and recreate it. Yeah, like that, but with Scourge being evil. This exact like of the characters like sliding like with a wee pose, that was Ginga Densetsu Weed inspired, but also inspired by the Rebels Howl. And I also think what the Rebels Howl opening also had that like these like character plates, they sort of come in from left and right and they've got a wee pose. And I also did it in the anime opening I did for Kayla the Other Side. It was like a animation gift I made for a friend. I think the year before? No, the same year that this came out. So if you like scroll far back enough in my uploads, you'll find it. I just thought it was a cool sort of like effect. I like the colors actually. I really like the colors. And then Tiger Star, Bone and Brick, and Scourge, and of course they hadn't been cast yet, but the intention was to like put the names of the actors there whenever they got cast. Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought him back. But yeah, here we go. We've got the for some reason Socks and Ruby are really fast. Zoom. But yeah, oh yeah, I was really proud of this. This is when I started experimenting with like soft shading, I remember. I don't know, okay. I wanted to add subtitles because I wanted it to be like accessible, but also I don't think at the time closed captions were a thing. Like I don't think you could add your own subtitles. I can't remember. It was either that or I was lazy and I thought it would be better to just add them in the episode itself to make it look like an anime dub or an anime sub. It didn't really hit me until like a couple of years later and I was like, oh no, like it's really distracting. I don't know. I should have just done like closed captions, but yeah, there we have exactly the same animation from earlier. But you know what? I was efficient. I was economical with my frames. I did a good job. I honestly, older me needs to take a lesson from young me. And yeah, I don't think I did a good enough of a job in these early episodes with establishing how Tiny really is like shunned by his family. Because yeah, his siblings are kind of rude to him, but they're not like cruel apart from Ruby scratching his head. But oh, sorry, need to have a wee drinky of something. My voice is beginning to go. There we go. Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. What happened to the person who was making Kayla the dragon? She actually reached out and messaged me last year. She actually lost the password to all of her accounts. And she can no longer upload it, but she's doing her own thing now. She's like moved on, I think. But oh god, okay, this actually blew my mind because I haven't watched this episode in like 10 years, but this exact scene, like it might have been intentional, but I don't think it was. Okay, this exact like framing where it's like 2 cats in the foreground, like having a wee play fight, they're like rawr, rawr, rawr. And then Tiny in the background takes a step forward, goes to speak, and then like hangs his head because he's like shy. This exact setup happens again in episode 4, and just watching this like 20 minutes ago, I was just like that's why I gasped and paused, because I was like, holy shit, like I was not aware this was something I did. Oh, it was yeah, so I'm gonna show you that again. Like whenever we get to episode 4, I'm gonna show that off again because that made me really happy. But then I suppose that also shows like Tiny's situation whenever he goes to the city also hasn't changed. He's like bottom of the pecking order and he's really sort of meek and shy and he doesn't know how to approach more aggressive, like bigger competition almost. I think it was intentional. I recall you talking about it on DA. Oh goodness, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe? Like, I remember there were 2 characters, there were 2 like random stray cats in episode 4 who show up, who I intentionally designed to look like Socks and Ruby, but they weren't the same cats that are in this like mirror like scene. But yeah, I just thought that was something cool. But then they're like, no, fuck off. Ooh. Oh, this was a shot. Oh, I was actually super proud of this. Like watching this, I forgot about this.
Ruby, you two come
Like
out
the
of there
socks
this
animation,
instant.
where he like hisses at Tiny and then like sits up. I really like that.
Ruby, you two come out of there this instant.
Oh, I like
told
that a
you about
lot.
how to treat-
Oh, I'm proud of that. And it goes from like the sort of more like heavy shadow to like coming out of the shadow, and oh, I'm happy with that. And then, yeah, for some reason, this is like what I was talking about earlier with the, for some reason I drew heads like this a lot. Oh my goodness, grumpy face. Oh, but this is, yeah, I end up reusing the set. Yeah, they've now got a porch. They don't just have the flat grass, they now have a porch. Like, my background's got a lot better. Got the cat flap. Tiny, for some reason, is huge and very chunky. And he goes to the little thing. Oh yeah, he was. Oh, I remember. Sorry, I remember this part. I wanted to animate him getting like stuck in the in the gap in the fence, but no, I had it where he just sort of flies out. Whee! Oh yeah, this is where I had like that soft overlay, like orange shading.
Oh, wow.
I remember being really proud of that. I was so economical with my frames back then. Like I need to like do that again. Yeah, he's got no line art for some reason. I messed up. This is why you do not color and line and shade all in the same layer, everyone. Take that lesson from me, because it ends up like this, because I had his body on one layer and I had the everything from the collar upwards on a different layer, and all the line art disappeared for that one frame, and now it's back. So remember to have your line art and your color layer on different layers, everyone. And he's got his big happy face. Okay, there's something about this frame right here where he just looks so cute. I just want to squish his wee face and go like, oh, he's so sweet. Just a wee guy. And yeah, that was meant to be a bug, like a beetle. And then, yeah, this forest background, not my best work. I'm not a huge fan of this forest background at all. It looks very muddy. And then, wow, a tree stump. I feel like I should have made that tree stump like much higher and have like a show of him actually climbing up it. I feel like that could have been a lot more effective. So if anyone else in the audience wants to make the Rise of Scourge, go ahead, do that, use that idea. I was actually super proud of this. I wanted to go for like a 3D effect, like a 3D tilt. So he like, yeah, you've got the stump, which isn't very, which is kind of looks like the camera is looking down on it from an angle. And then when Tiny jumps onto it, it's like the camera almost tilts up and pans down a bit. So it looks more like, yeah, that the camera's like tilted to make it look like, oh, the camera's tilted down looking at him. But when Tiny climbs to the top of it, it's tilting up looking up at him. So it's more like a triumph, and yeah, I was chuffed with that. I was very proud of that shot. And he's really, really chuffed. And then this was a manga thing. I feel like I should have made the scene a lot more intimidating. It's more of a blink and you'll miss it scene in this, where a crow swoops down, it spooks Tiny, but Tiny just sort of stands his ground a wee bit and the bird leaves him alone. And he was really chuffed with that. And oh, I liked this animation. I liked this one.
I am strong.
I am strong. He's so cute.
I am strong.
Oh, I really liked Gur as a voice actor. They were so cute. And then, yeah, this is where I messed up the subtitles. And I didn't go back and fix it because I couldn't be arsed. And yeah, the coloring here is not very good, let's be real, but it's fine. I thought this was kind of cute. I thought this animation was kind of cute. Ignore the subtitles. Where he like jumps and then for some reason disappears and then goes wee. Due to limitations of the program I was working in, he's transparent at the top. And okay, this is where the episode loses me. For some reason, I kept the Forbidden Friendship music going. So it's this beautiful, happy, lovely music, this real joyous, wholesome stuff. But whenever Tiny goes back to his family and they just do not believe him, they dismiss him entirely, I keep the wholesome music going. For some reason. like, I should have made the music more, like, disappointing and, like, tension building. Absolutely. Because, it's... Yeah, sorry, I love this face. I love this face so much. Oh my god, that is, like, top tier face. Ruby, I'm so proud of this one. Like, Ruby does not give a shit. She's just like, you wee bitch. Like, that is... I wish I animated Ruby like that more often. Just the... the shit-eating grin, and then Quince is like, oh, that's nice, dear. That's nice, dear. That's so lovely, pet. Yeah, but the wholesome music, I think, detracts from the tragedy of the scene where nobody believes Tiny. I think that's definitely, like, a miss from me. But yeah, like, comparing these shots of the cat bed, it still doesn't look too much like a cat bed. It's still enormous for some reason. But I've added texture to it. It's got shading, so it, like, has more dimension to it at all. Oh, I remember for some reason, like, for some reason, there's just such a specific memory tied with this one frame. I remember drawing this frame because I watched, I think it was like a Kimba the White Lion movie that came out in like 2009 or something. And I think it was like one of the lionesses had this sort of pose. And I don't know, for some reason I was trying to emulate that pose. I had it as a reference. And that's why I went to loads of effort trying to get the jaw to move like that. Because that's how the jaw moved in that one frame. I don't know why. I just have this really vivid memory about that, and that's where the association came from. And then for some reason I was drawing them with big eyebrows. But yeah, the wholesome music is still going, and then we get this. You know, a very violent smack. But I kept the motion going. I was quite pleased with that, where it's like, wait, hold on. Ow. What smack? Why does she have a big thick thumb claw? Oh my goodness. And oh, this was an issue with Pinnacle, the program, where for some reason a scene would get really dark. And for some reason, like, if you tried to brighten it, it just wouldn't work. Yeah, so Ruby smacks him, draws blood. Quince doesn't give a shit. I think it might be because, yeah, there were so many things in all of these episodes that weren't in the script that I sent to the voice actors, and I added after the fact. Like, whenever I was animating the episode, I was like, oh, this sounds like a good idea. Look at that paw. That is a heckin' paw. So yeah, so that's why Quince sounds so unbothered whenever Socks and Ruby like pounce on Tiny. I think in the graphic novel, they just sort of like taunt him from a distance. They're just sort of like, hey, we don't believe you, Tiny. And Quince is like, kids, like, leave him alone. Like, I'm so tired. So them actually attacking him is not something that I planned for in the script. It's something I added whenever I was actually animating it. So yeah, and then they move away. Oh yeah, this is when I actually like staggered the animation. I staggered it so Socks moves off frame a little bit earlier. So yeah, then you've got this very like dark scene where Tiny's like looking at the blood on his paw. This was me trying to be cool. I was like working with layers and like stretching and stuff, and it looks really bad. I mean, I did make it dark on purpose. I did intend to make the scene dark on purpose. Like, I went to all the effort of making it where he like has blood drawn. They nick his ear? I didn't even notice that. Oh my goodness. Ruby, you're savage. Ruby should have been the one who turns into a violent gang leader. But yeah, so then for some reason he has like flashbacks to them being rude, and then he's like, I'm so angry. I'm gonna go yell on Fortnite. I don't know. And then that's the credits roll, and that's episode 2. So episode 2, for some reason in my memory, this is the boring one, but I liked that a lot more in retrospect. I think the biggest flaw with this is because I kept the wholesome music going for way too long, like especially during like the final section. I should have cut the wholesome music out much sooner and had more tense music, more like tragic music. Yeah, that's episode 2. Are we ready for episode 3? This is the one everyone likes the most. This is the one, like, I was super proud of this one. I'm still kind of really proud of this one. Hydration checking myself. Guys, are we ready for episode 3? This is the big one. This is the one where everything changes. This is the midpoint of the series. This came out, I think, in 2012. This was about 6 months or so after episode 2? I'm not sure. Anyway, episode 3. This is the one where everything goes wrong. Let's go. The bed's in the corner by that dresser. Oh, this is when I made it all edgy. He's having a nightmare. Blood. Oh, the distortion. Oh, this is when I went like really hardcore with the anime style. Why did I have him look at the camera? Jump scare. Tooth and claw, I remember. Yeah, let's go. Oh, I'm turning this down. I actually remember I did something really bad with the audio here, so I'm actually going to turn down the audio quite a bit. There we go. But oh, we're going to keep this playing because this is hardcore. I love this. Let's go, everyone. Everyone dance right now. Oh yeah, the audio, something really bad happened with the audio there. Oh no, I'm turning this down. Oh, that sounds awful. What happened? It sounded so clean in episode 2 and now it's really crusty. Yeah! Oh, this is where I cast Tiger Paw, so Tiger Paw has an actor here, I think. Yeah, A Comedy Z. Oh God, yeah, I apologize. For some reason that audio was awful. I turned it down for you guys, but it was right in my ears. Also starring Star Wars Girl 7 as Bloofer. NDL Mongoose as Thistleclaw. And voice of Win and Mr. Delification as the House Cats. No, I definitely didn't do it on purpose to avoid copyright. I don't remember what I did. It just sounds awful.
A couple of days later, we hear strange voices outside.
Oh my God, that's my voice. It's so quiet because I pitched it all the way down because I hated the sound of my voice in this.
Mom was talking about come in.
Look at Good Socks' little face. I could draw hands slightly better this time. It's still terrible, but it's...
Here, play with this ball and act adorable.
Look at Ruby. She's cute. Okay, the art style kind of got a bit uglier,
Socks and Ruby don't
but
fool me.
slightly
I'm just
better
pretending.
rendered, I think.
Well, I don't want to pretend.
Oh, why'd it go
I
green?
don't want to get anywhere near Socks or Ruby.
The housefolk cubs want us, not you.
Oh, the Walking with
And you
Dinosaurs
know what
music!
happens to unwanted kittens?
And the sassy
They
eyebrows.
get thrown in the river.
Ah!
I don't want to get thrown in the river.
I don't want to get thrown in the river. He nervous. I did try to make them all look a little
Think
older.
about what Ruby told me the rest of the day and all night too.
So they definitely look, I think, about 3 months old.
Houseful come the next day. I'm thinking, I've got to get them to
There's
like
the
me the same way
thumbnail.
they like Socks and Ruby. I've just got to.
He's gonna fall off the table.
Tried that cute instead of really scared. The housefolk cup was right past me. She doesn't want me at all.
Oh, the smear frames.
They're gonna throw me in the river. I won't let them. I won't let them. Get away.
Jump.
As far
Oh,
as I
I was
can.
proud of lots of the
Far away
animations
as I-
here.
Huh?
Oh, a paw print. A big paw print. Oh, I was really, like, experimenting with, like, atmosphere, like, trying to do long atmospheric shots during this time period. And like this golden forest is all muddied.
Shadowy, dangerous place, and the wild forest cats who live there are quick and ferocious. Those savages are a scourge on the mark of all good cats.
I don't know if this was in the graphic novel, like where
Well, would you look at that?
where Tiny was like wanting to join the forest
Make
cats.
sure you don't go into that forest, Sonny.
Why shouldn't I go into the forest?
You're much too small to go venturing in
Oh,
there.
these random yeehaw
Why?
cats.
Those forest cats would eat up a cat as small as you in one go.
I'm not small. I'm plenty big. And strong, too.
Uh-huh. Sure. And I'm a floppy-eared
That
dog.
face.
You know what I saw? They were cat's eyes. Forest cats do exist. And I'm going to find them.
But yeah, I actually can't remember because it's
Or
been
anything
like
in it.
12, 13
Kids
years
these days, they never listen.
since I read it. I don't know if this is like something I made up or something that's actually in the graphic novel.
I'll try. So what's this here story you were telling me about?
Oh yeah, Jake was telling me he met a forest cat a few weeks
Jake,
ago.
name drop.
A blue one. The thing nearly ate him.
They can say what they want to. I'm finding the forest cats.
Yeah, we're finding the forest cats. Darkness. Concerning hobbits. Why did I include concerning hobbits? Oh, this is so unfitting.
This is so great. I'm in the forest and it smells wonderful. And the leaves feel so good on my paws. It's no wonder the forest cats live here.
me trying to do like a cool like
Houseboat in the river.
spooky shot.
Watch all the mice and birds and climb all the towers I want. And
Wow, Thistleclaw's heavy. Oh, crunchy!
What are you doing here? This is ThunderClan territory.
Thistleclaw, he's only a kit. It's not as if he poses a threat to us.
An intruder.
Why does
is an
Thistleclaw have the
intruder, Bluefur.
sexiest voice?
You're only saying that because he's a kitty pet. You've always been too
I
soft.
don't know
on
why
them.
I made I cast Thistleclaw
Forest
with, like the
cats.
sexiest
real
voice.
live forest cats. I don't know what to do. If I run, he'll catch me. But if I don't...
Here, let's put it to my apprentice. What
Oh,
do
I
you
was trying
think,
so hard to make
Tiger
this so
Paw?
tense.
How should we handle this situation?
I think the kitty pet should be taught a lesson. One he'll remember.
Well then, so be it.
Now hold on, there's no need for this.
Oh, this goes hard!
I have to fight. I have to. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I can be strong and...
Was that a Berserk 2016 clang? Ah! Iconic moment time!
Say goodbye.
My sound
kitty
design
pet.
was
Stop,
awful.
Tiger Paw, that's enough! Warriors do not need to kill cats to win a battle, remember?
But Bluefur, I was just
Oh my
defending
god, the
our
unironic
territory.
use of the
And
Inception
you've
soundtrack.
done that. This kid has learned his lesson.
Oh yeah, these Quint scenes are not in the graphic novel. I just added these to make it more
If
sad.
you so much as think of hurting that kid again, I'll report you to Sunstar.
Tiny? Tiny!
Yeah, Quince is not meant to be in this. I added all of this for extra dramatic effect.
Yeah, you'll never forget me. Will you?
The Inception boom! Oh goodness me. Oh, I was so proud of that shot as a kid. And then there's just no dialogue from this point onwards. It's all animation. I was so proud of this. What the hell? I'm still proud of this. The sad music! I just really wanted to make it like last and be really like upsetting. Everyone in the chat saying the Vine boom. It's the Inception boom. The Dead Island music. And then this bit. Quince. And she's just a moment too late because Tiny's already left and we're ready to cry. Sadness! Cry! I've never played Dead Island. I just remember hearing this OST in something else and I was like, this is sad music. I'm gonna use this. Oh yeah, that's when Gur changed their username to Hurry Glass. Butterfly Identity is Ruby, still kicking it. Ernum7 did not voice in this at all, but I still credited him, her, sorry, voice of Wayne. These are the Ginger House Cats and NDL Mongoose playing the sexiest Thistleclaw known to man. And there's the bell because Tiger Paw ripped off the bell whenever he attacked Tiny. Yeah, we got Lord of the Rings for some reason. We got Sherlock because I was in my Sherlock phase at the time. Evacuating London, which is a banging OST, actually. The goated soundtrack of all time. Avengers! Walking with Dinosaurs, best choice. Yeah, for some reason I used the Dark Knight music a lot. To the Moon was great. Yeah, I don't know why I used this. I don't know why I used this. Amnesia. The unironic Inception music. And then Dead Island. And is there anything else? Various sources. Fantastic. Frame count. 1,000 frames. That's, yeah, nearly double what I used in episode 2. Thank you all so much for all your support. Aww. Thank you, all of you listening right now. Thank you all so much for your support. And is there any more? Or does it just like gently fade to black? I think so. No funny line? No, it just ends. Oh! Oh, anyway. Yeah, we're gonna go back and like actually discuss this now, discuss my choices, because I made a lot of choices. This was when I started getting a bit bold and I was like, right, I'm gonna like stretch my muscles here. I'm gonna like push things and see what I can do and what I can get away with. But yeah, I was, I think 15 when I made this one. So I was a bit older, obviously, as linear time tends to affect the human beings. You know, as time goes on, you do age. That just happens. Oh, I'm just going to read the chat a little bit there. What happened to Ernum7? Do you know? Yeah, Ernum7, the voice of Socks. I've actually known Ernum7 for a really, really long time. We were in the Legend of Spyro like fan community like back in 2009. And then we both did Warrior Cats together. She made Dim Stars Past. I was the voice of Scarlet Pelt in Dim Stars Past. If you want to hear me from in 2011 voice acting on my horrible microphone, go ahead if you want to cringe. It's awful, but I still love it. So yeah. Ernum7, I think, quit YouTube like 2014 or something like that, possibly. I don't know what she's doing now. My friend Hopswatch, who's the voice of Courtier in The Fire and the Phoenix, and a dear, dear friend of mine, he's still in contact with her. I know they're friends, because Ernum7's like stopped going on most social media. Apparently she's doing well, so that's good. I don't remember why she called it quits, but yeah. Anyway, let's actually discuss the episode. So, yeah, this like nightmare scene is not in the manga. Yeah, you can see the art style definitely changed. I wanted this to be I don't know. I think this is the Sherlock soundtrack playing where oh, do you know what this was? Actually, speaking of Urnham 7, these like lightning strikey bits, that is a very Urnham 7 sort of thing to do. I think she definitely did that in Dim Stars Past and Light, her other like miniseries. But I wanted to like foreshadow Tiny like becoming a bloodthirsty murderer, so I had him like getting like really worked up about like him bleeding. So he ended up with this weird like, oh, blood. So, and yeah, this bit where he wakes up from the nightmare. But for some reason, I still don't know why I did this, where he stares directly at the camera. But he does anyway, so he's staring directly at the camera. And then for some reason, this jump scare, that is a very Urnham 7 like thing that I did. I don't know why I did that. I just wanted to copy Urnham 7. Tooth and Claw is what I called this episode. Then we got the opening, which sounds horrible for some reason, even though the OST is really cool. Yeah, so... Yep, this is where Tiger Paw got cast, A Comedy Z. I don't know where A Comedy Z is nowadays, but I hope they're doing okay. Yeah, this was like a default green screen forest that I just did not want to draw a forest, so I just found a default green screen, like royalty-free forest, and I just overlaid it there. But yeah, like, straight away, like, my art skills got a lot better. Hold on, I'm going to take another drink of water. But yeah, I was super chuffed with this. I still got that hideous... I still had the same like color palette going on where the interior of the house is just hideous. Socks and Ruby. Quince looks better. Yeah, I remember sending a script to Urnham 7 and who voices Socks. And then she sent me an email back because we did all our correspondence via email back in the day. Yeah, going, Socks doesn't actually have any lines in this. I don't know why you sent this to me. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. So I kind of like that. I kind of got like, I kind of sussed out, oh, that hand. But yeah, with the shading, I kind of sussed out how to like actually like give the illusion of form and dimensionality with the shading. But yeah, I still couldn't draw hands at the time. Another not quite white woman jump scare, but a very ugly hand. Yeah, but yeah, each of the characters, I tried to go to the effort of giving each of the characters a different silhouette. Like Ruby's got this curl in her hair, Socks has his like longer fur, Quince is still very sleek. Like I tried to make her more sleek, and then Tiny's got his like emoji movie quiff for some reason. But yeah, I really liked Ruby's curl. Like, I was very proud of Ruby's curl. I think I repurposed that sort of, like, shape in the 5 Bells map that I hosted a while later. Yeah, for some reason, Tiny's really chunky there. Oh, but no, like, this green thing, that was a rendering error. That was, yeah, that was not an intentional, like, oh, this is actually, like, really deep. This is, like, a deep, intentional, like, metaphor. The green is because the green was because the rendering software decided to freak out and it looks really ugly. So don't read too deep into that. That's an error. But yeah, the music here was I don't know why I went like into such detail. Oh yeah, the claws. I wanted to like start like bringing the camera close in like Tiny's claws, especially because that's like a huge thing like later on in the story. Like Tiny like enhances his claws with he like puts dog's teeth over his claws to make them sharper, which doesn't make any sense, but but yeah, that's yeah, okay, for those of you who don't know, in the graphic novel, Tiny and in the book, Scourge sheathes his claws in dog's teeth to make them stronger. And that makes them sharper, which makes no sense because cat's claws are way sharper than dogs' like claws or dog's teeth. But that makes him a formidable like fighter. But yeah, and I don't know. I just really liked this frame. It looked so neat. It was just very symmetrical. It just looked. I liked it. I don't know. And then yeah, the human is so fast I can't find them. Yeah. But Tiny is like, oh no, and. Yeah, he, oh yeah, this is where I wanted to make things really tense and intense, like this whole scene where he's just having almost a panic attack.
I won't let them.
Like running away.
Get away.
The big Sorry, that overhead jump. I need to go back to the overhead jump. Oh, goodness me.
Throw me in the river?
I was really proud of this run cycle. I really liked the timing of it. But this wee overhead jump. And I really like this. I'm still really proud of this, where you like...
Get away.
Yeah, pulls himself through the hedge. The hedge? The fence. I'm tired.
As far as I can. Far
and
away
then
as
it's
I...
just like...
Huh?
Oh, wow. A paw print. There we go. And yeah, I wanted to like really... Yeah, that's meant to be Tiger Paw, like seeing him. And going, hey, there's a kitty pet in our territory. And then Thistleclaw's like, oh yes, baby, go and destroy it. But, yeah, so that's like the gold forest that I had before with the color stuff going in, but now it's all muddied and brown and scary. And that sort of sunset-y, like, purple sky. That's, I don't know, everything's just sort of meant to look unpleasant and like there's something wrong. But I really kind of like the mood it's giving. Like, I'm still proud of that. Yeah, these two, honestly, like, I as fun as they were, I don't understand why they're in the story. Like, they just sort of, they're in the graphic novel, and they basically just tell Tiny, like, hey, you don't want to be going in there. And Tiny's like, well, shut up, I'm going in there. I suppose they're to show that Tiny will talk back to people if like give him sass. But, like, a little bit of growth of him getting a little bit more confident, or at least, like, he will confront people now. But, yeah, that's... And they're both yeehaw for some reason. I didn't ask the voice actors, like, when I put out the casting call, I didn't ask for them to be, like, yeehaw cowboy cats. Just for some reason, all the auditions for them had them as, like, yeehaw cowboy cats. It was really strange. But yeah, then we have this scene, which I'm gonna get copyright striked for. We're back in the lovely Golden Forest, and we've got the Lord of the Rings OST playing for some reason. As you can see, I was like trying something different with how I drew the eyes. Like I had the red sclera, or the red eyeliner, or whatever, but I had like the I ended up painting the eyes with like a textured brush, so it was like dark blue around the pupils and that very light cyan around like filling out the rest of it. And yeah, this sort of angle, I don't know, I thought that was cute. I don't know why I chose that angle, but sure. And then, yeah, the massive booming paws of Thistleclaw. And, oh, I like this pose. Poses that go hard, these three. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what my thought process was for this scene. I just wanted it to be really tense, but like this conversation between Thistleclaw, Bluefur, and Tigerpaw is like word for word what happened in the graphic novel. I did have to recast Bluefur at one point, like I think midway through making the episode, because the original voice actor for Bluefur forgot a line, like forgot maybe like 2 or 3 lines, and I tried messaging them again. And I waited like 2 months and they never got back to me. And, wait, Bluefur back legs? What? Look at her tiny little back legs, sorry. Yeah, she never got back to me, so I had to recast Bluefur quite late into production. So Star Wars Girl 7, like, jumped in. I think I'd heard Star Wars Girl 7. No, Star Wars Girl 7 was one of the people who auditioned. But, yeah, I think they were a runner-up or something, and whenever the original voice actor for Bluefur like didn't respond to me, I contacted Star Wars Girl 7, said, hey, I can you fill in for Bluefur for me? And they were like, yeah, and they were amazing, they were great, I really like their Bluefur voice. And then for some reason, Thistleclaw having the sexiest voice in the whole world, like, I'm gonna play it again just for your pleasure. I don't know why his voice was like that.
An intruder is an intruder, Bluefur. You're only saying that because he's a kitty pet. You've always been too soft on them.
Why? Why is his voice like that? It's so sexy. Like, Thistleclaw voice going too hard. Like, but yeah, we've got flat Tiny right here. But yeah, this whole scene, I'm still just super proud of this whole scene. Like, it went so hard, and it needed to, I suppose. But I'm still so proud of this. Oh yeah, this is where my my tiger star, my bramble claw design sort of came from. I like, if you look at the tiger paw design that's in the opening credits, he looks really different from here. Hold on. Yeah, like I simplified his colors a lot more. Like here, he's very much inspired by SSS Warrior Cats, where he's got like these heavy stripes that honestly I think look a bit more threatening. He's like way too round here, like almost, but I give him some more fluffy. I was gonna make him like more fluffy and spiky and intimidating whenever he's like whenever he was bigger, when he shows back up again in the future. It's not my favorite Tiger Star design. I feel like I could have made it better, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine, sure. I still like this Thistleclaw design. But yeah, this part that just goes hard. Like, I wanted to have like that, that split second thing where Tiny's just like, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can fight him off, because I think that's how it goes in the graphic novel, where where Tiger Paw has pounced and Tiny in his head is just going, maybe I can fight him, maybe I can be strong, maybe I can, and then Tiger Paw just beats the shit out of him. So I think I was just trying to like visualize that in a way that would make sense, where he's like, yeah, you've got the heartbeat, you've got like the world slowing down, and it's just Tiger Paw and just Tiny, and sorry, I had to take another drink of water. Sorry, Thistle with light green eyes is so awesome. Wait a minute, does Thistleclaw not have green eyes? What color are Thistleclaw's eyes canonically? I actually have no idea. I just remembered him being white and grey and really like with spiky fur. I don't think I remember his eye color. He's not like Tiger Claw, where he's got a very like well-described design. But yeah, like these effects were not great. But yeah, here we've got but yeah, this was if anyone remembers these Scourge collar color wars from 2012, this was a homage to it, where on like the cover of all the different like Rise of Scourge graphic novels, Scourge, depending on the depending on the country of origin, Scourge's collar color was different in every single country. I think in the American and EU release, he had a purple color, but in some countries he had a red collar, in some countries he had a yellow collar, and so that's where Scourge rainbow collar came from. And I liked the purple collar and I liked the red color, and I was just like, ooh, okay, I really want, I really liked the purple collar at the beginning. So maybe, and then I was like, oh, do you know what'll work that in? I'm gonna tie that in with like his purple home. Like, because the interior of Tiny's house was purple, and he had the purple color, but then once he becomes bloodstained, his collar becomes like red and bloodstained, and it's red from that point onwards in the series. So he's got like, he has both a purple and a red collar. But yeah. Oh, okay. I was super proud of this shot. I remember being so proud of this shot, and it was there were color wars. Oh, my sweet summer child. Yeah, there were so many color wars. It's like Dubwing's eyes, I think, is the big one that's been going around for the last couple of years. Like, what color are Dubwing's eyes? But Scourge's collar was the previous, like, discourse. But I was so proud of this shot for some reason. I actually remember watching, I think it was... Okay, does anyone actually remember, back when My Little Pony Friendship is Magic was coming out, hear me out, there was this one channel who did like animation breakdowns of certain episodes, where they would, every time a new episode came out, they would choose a specific scene or a specific motion, like in one shot, and just go, right, this is how the animators achieved this. And they'd break down how they achieved like the motion, and it might be like a character swinging something heavily around a room. It might be a character like zooming out of frame. And I used to watch those all the time, and I wanted to learn how to animate like that. And I remember one specific tutorial. I think the episode had like Applejack swinging around like a big bale of hay. And I used that as a reference for this shot. And it was, Tiger Paw picks up Tiny by the neck. And like, yeah, Tiger Paw's on screen left here, but then he swings around heavily, and then he's on screen right. And it just adds like that extra bit of weight. And but then it's like the camera zooms around Tiny, so that the camera's in front of him, and it just makes the scene like feel like, give it so much more weight and like momentum. Like, I'll show it again here. Yeah, I don't know, I just really like that. I'm still really proud of this shot. And then that's like the big moment where I was gonna say, like, yeah, when Tiger Paw does like his big attack, that really hurts Tiny, but it also rips off the bell on his collar. And I was gonna have that be like, this is the death of Tiny as we know him, because it's ripped off the collar.
Stop, Tiger Paw! That's enough!
And then his
Warriors
collar is
do not
completely
need to
red
kill
at this
cats
point.
to win a battle, remember?
But Bluefur, I was just defending our territory.
Yeah.
And you've done that. This kid has
Yeah,
learned
yeah,
his
sorry,
lesson.
I thought this was like I am 14 and this is deep. The car reg plate says Scourge. But yeah, and then the unironic use of the Inception OST. This is meant to be the new owners of Socks and Ruby driving away after they've picked up Socks and Ruby. But yeah, this part with Quince is not in the graphic novel. I just thought, you know what'll be really sad? If Quince like can't find Tiny but then she also discovers that Tiny's like run away and got like hurt. I thought that'll be so sad. Oh, hold on, just looking at the comments. The layering error on Bluefur and Thistleclaw. Is that this shot here? No, that's intentional. Bluefur's meant to be in front of Thistleclaw, but Thistleclaw's meant to be further in the background and out of focus. But I got the scaling wrong, so Thistleclaw looks really huge and Bluefur looks kind of small. That's a scaling issue. That's a that's not a layering issue. But yeah, I thought this would be really heartbreaking if like, yeah, if Quince is just like, Tiny, where are you?
Tiny?
And it's raining.
Tiny!
And she actually goes looking for him and it's like, Tiny, you fool, you thought none of your family liked you, but in fact your mother was like looking out for you and she was worried about you and I thought that was so sad. And yeah. Why can't I direct things this hardcore ever again?
Yeah. You'll never forget me.
Will you? But I was so chuffed. That's the last line that is spoken in this episode, and that's like the big line that Tiny has nightmares about. Like in the rest of the graphic novel, it's the "You'll never forget me, will you?" And the Inception whomps unironically used. And yeah, I thought I'll just have the rest of the episode be quiet. Because I think in the graphic novel, I can't remember, I think Tiny has that internal monologue. Like during this part where he's like, I can't go home, I think I'll just keep going, or something like that, I can't remember. But then I thought, it's so much more effective if he just doesn't say a single thing. And like, I tried to convey that through the animation. Like, I think I made that cut look way too deep. It's meant to be like a cut in his belly, and I was gonna animate the, like him having a scar on his belly, like for the rest of the story. But yeah, I was gonna have him like looking back home. Like, it's like, oh, should he go back home? And then he's sort of like, no, they don't want me there. He'll get thrown in the river if he goes back home. So he decides he looks away and it's implied he just keeps on walking. But then Quince shows up and then Quince is like looking for him and she was just a second too late and she could have saved him. But no, and I just thought that just adds to the tragedy of it. And I think that just makes it much more interesting story. What's that comment? The belly scratch foreshadowing of how he kills Tiger? I'm gonna steal that idea. That's what I was going for. It was totally intentional. I actually really like that interpretation. I swear I didn't actually intend for that. I don't think I thought that far ahead, but I like that. That's really cool. I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just owned it. But anyway, guys, we finished with our analysis of episode 3. Here's the final one. I think I should preface this episode, like episode 4, because this one is unfinished. It's 9 minutes long. This is the longest one. It is unfinished. And this is when I changed art program. This is when I switched from Photoshop to Flash. And this episode was made over a much longer period of time. This was, like all the other episodes got made in the course of a couple months. This one, however, this one took like several years. I think it's mostly because I was in my final couple years of high school. I had way more exams, way more coursework, and I was getting ready to apply to university. And I had a couple part-time jobs. I was volunteering a lot. So I had basically no free time. And I think, honestly, I think at this point in my life, just like talking like from a personal perspective, I was going through like a lot of rough shit and I was starting to become a complete edgelord. And I started trying to watch a lot of edgy movies, and so I let that sort of influence this. And I will say this is the ugliest episode, and I don't know. I have fond memories of this episode, but it was made during a really bad time in my life, so I kind of associate this episode with a lot of like me going through a lot of a really rough patch, and I think it's shone through quite a bit. And it's why I'm not quite happy with this episode. And I think it's definitely why it eventually got canned. So yeah, this is the end. It is unfinished. It ends on a very unsatisfying, ending. But you know what? Let's see what nuggets are there. But hold on, I'll just read the comments real quick. I love how the icon just zooms in on the screen. Yes, she does. She just shows up and she's gonna get grumpy with you guys today, and then she gets happy again, and then she gets grumpy. But yeah, she's great. I've got loads of other pop-ups. Like what have I got pop-ups of? This is the pop-up that happens when something weird happens. Ew. Disgusting. I use that sometimes. Yeah, you know what? Hey, if you like my cool epic pop-ups, follow me on twitch.com/BladesCFD. I'm very active there. But yeah, no, hold on, what's another comment? Ano Yushu, I wish Scourge was in the Dark Forest. That way he could have faced Firestar and they could have done something with them being related. I think it's implied... Okay, I haven't read Warrior Cats in a very long time, like 10 years nearly. I'm pretty sure you can only go to StarClan or the Dark Forest if you believe in StarClan. I think it's very much like a theist thing, and Scourge does not believe in StarClan. He doesn't know what that is. Oh yeah, no, he like makes fun of it at one point, doesn't he? I can't remember. But yeah, no, thank you, Seathless. I am definitely in a much better place now. There was just like a 3 or 4 year period when I was like a teenager, like in my late teens, where I was just having such a bad time, and it sort of bled into all my work. It bled into like The Fire and the Phoenix as well, because that was written around the same time. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I got very experimental with this episode. In some ways it paid off, in some ways it didn't. Anyway, let's just crack on with it. Let's go. Episode 4. The cancelled one. Let me just turn the volume up a wee bit. 69 volume. Nice. Play.
The houseboat cubs want us, not you.
But Mama, he's such a little pipsqueak.
Those forest cats beat up. I think Kitty Pet should be taught a lesson.
And you know what happens?
Let's go. Oh, all the epic voices.
Yeah.
They get thrown in the
You'll
river.
never forget me. Will you?
Oh, I could not. His nose is so big. Big nose boy. Oh, this is the first episode that's in 16:9 aspect ratio. This is no longer 4:3. We are widescreen, everybody. Oh, this was the new intro as well. That was really shit. Oh, I have an explanation for this. Yeah, I know exactly why I changed the intro, and it is part of me going through an edgelord phase. Oh, goodness me.
The housefolk nest.
Oh, why are the colors like that?
Forest. But you were nothing compared to this.
Oh, this was Hops!
Never-ending maze of noise, metal
Hold on.
beasts,
There we go.
and buildings that touch the sky.
Oh, I'm turning the volume up a tiny bit. That's quite quiet. That's Hops voicing Scourge. I forgot I cast him as Scourge. Oh yeah, this was meant to be London. That's the gherkin there. The cock barrel. It's not a barrel, it's a bin and a plank. Sorry.
First time in the city, I take it.
Oh, this was the
It's best to keep your head down till you learn all the
yeah,
tricks.
this was Flash. This is when I
How are
learned
you
Flash.
finding it anyway?
It's like walking into a bad dream.
And Tiny got recast.
Yeah, that's a general feeling toward it.
The those strays
That's a
remind me of my
chicken.
brother
That's
and
a
sister.
that is a popcorn
They were
chicken.
deranged lunatics too, Scrap.
Hey, he's stealing our food.
Oh yeah, these were the cats that were meant to look like Socks and Ruby, and it doesn't look like them at all.
But can't I just have one bite?
Step away from it now.
They look nothing like Socks and Ruby. But I was so convinced of it because I had Tiny do this where he's like, wait a second. But they didn't look like Socks and Ruby.
They were just mean towards me.
Because you're small.
Because I'm small.
Yeah.
Oh, the
I thought kitty
background.
pets would be
Ew.
more
Oh, it's so bad.
I keep hearing that word, kitty pet. What does it mean?
It's what you are, Scrap. A cat.
Is that
lives
Silver
with
the
its two
puppy?
legs.
That is Silver the puppy.
The strays don't like kitty pets.
I
Thinks
messaged
they're
him because I
puppets,
couldn't
fat,
get in
lazy
contact
sods.
with Tiny's original
Who
voice
get their
actor,
food
and I
delivered
really
to
liked
them
Silver
on
the puppy.
silver platter.
Like I think he's like
That
super
color
cool,
gives you
and I like
away.
his voice, and
ask
and
where
he
you're
was
going
really
here.
cool,
But
and
hey, none
like
of my
did the
business.
Tiny lines.
I'd like to know your name, though. You seem like a nice little Scrap.
Oh, my name's...
Oh, these backgrounds are so
Poor
bad.
Scrap. It's alright if you don't want to tell. You'll forget it soon anyway. I forgot mine a long time ago. It's what the city does to you. It changes you.
Oh, I hate these backgrounds. I hate them so much. They're so ugly. Why did I make them in Flash with the
Want my
paintbrush?
advice? Go home. At least there you'll keep your sanity.
Sweeney Todd music jump scare. Worst pies in London jump scare. Oh, this is the shot I was talking about in episode 2.
Savage. There's two kinds of words for the inhabitants of this shit heap.
I need to. I completely forgot I made Scourge say shit. I completely forgot I made Scourge say shit. Oh my god. Tiny with his bad language. Let me hear it again.
Savage. There's two kinds of words for the inhabitants of this shit heap.
Oh my god. Oh, that's too funny. Why was I so edgy? I hate this. No, I was such an edgelord. Potty mouth Scourge. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, I'm seeing. Okay, no, I'll discuss it whenever we do like the director's commentary. But oh, that was funny. That was really funny. I forgot about that completely. Here, look at that. Oh, this is the shot from episode 2. It gets mirrored. Tiny does exactly the same motions. Just really fast for some reason.
Excuse me. Do you know where I might
Don't bother.
Sorry?
Everyone asks the same
Blixeny
damn
jump
question.
scare!
I'm just saving you the bother of asking.
It's Blixeny!
There's no food anywhere, and we're all starving. Now beat it, runt.
Or we could just eat
Oh, I was trying to like over-animate everyone.
No. He's too skinny.
That's Cute Flare.
Not
Cute Flare's a
enough
great
meat for
animator.
him to feed a rat.
But it's meat nonetheless. And I'm starving.
Oh yeah, this random chase scene that just happens. None of this was in the script. I just had him like chase them for like just go, oh, the stray chases Tiny a little bit, but then the old she-cat finds him, but then I just made it into a whole like minute and a half long epic sequence. And it's got the Spyro okay, oh shit. This scene is dark. Oh god. Yeah, that was a dark scene. Oh my goodness me. I just added that. Oh god. Why was I so edgy? Jesus Christ. Yeah, TLOS music jump scare. Oh god, these scenes go by so fast. This is so extra. Oh yeah, this is when
it
I...
never gets old.
Oh, the 3D backgrounds.
Don't worry, Scrap.
Ew.
I lost my bite long ago. But my bark's still pretty
Yeah,
good,
these
don't
were
you think?
placeholder backgrounds. Oh. Yeah. I was experimenting with the...
Oh, please. I can't resist kittens down on their luck. Dig in.
I think the actual, like, structure of the characters, like the way that I drew their faces, I was really proud of. Like, I really like the old she-cat.
First time in the city.
Yeah, but then the gross old background, ew.
You want my advice? Go home. At least there you'll keep your sanity.
I can't go home.
Then I wish you luck, Scrap. You'll need it.
Oh yeah, I remember animating that walk cycle. Oh, the 3D! Ugh!
Go down this road. Second on the right. Head down that alley. There's a group of strays there that might take you in. They're less annoying than most of the delightful bunch around here.
Oh, I remember animating
What's
that
this
so
place
vividly.
called anyway?
What's it called? Hell, Scrap. Welcome to hell.
I was so edgy! Oh, God!
I never saw that old she-cat again. It's funny.
Oh, that...
She reminded me of the blue forest cat who saved my life. Probably the only two souls I would have thanked if I had met them a second time.
I really liked Hobbs's delivery there. The, I never saw that old she-cat again. Like, with old Whimsy, like, I really liked that.
It's
It
what
just
you
sounded
are,
so
Scrap.
sincere.
A cat that lives with the two legs. The strays don't like kitty pets. That collar gives you away.
Hey, look at this.
Ollie!
Oh, you're kidding me.
Ollie, jump scare!
Try biting it.
Fluffy, lovely jump scare!
See those claws you got right there?
Poor
Yeah,
little guy.
shred your fur or your throat is.
Oh,
that way it'll
wow,
be easier to
it's
get
so
your collar
sad.
off.
Oh, look at him. He's a little...
You should be small enough to fit through it.
We? Oh, next time
so
we've had better luck, honey.
Oh yeah, and this is the unfinished scene.
Stupid strays. Stupid collar. I'll find a way to get this thing off my neck. And when I do, I'll...
Yeah, the old ass dog. Yeah, there's the storyboard.
It didn't chase me. It didn't chase me.
Yeah, this is what my boards looked like. They were ugly.
The dog must be pretty
And
old if
minimal.
its teeth are falling out. And if its teeth are falling out, it won't be much of a threat. But wait, maybe I can use this tooth to get the collar off.
Yeah, if you ever wanted any insight as to what my original, boards used to look like, it used to look like this.
Stupid collar.
And that's the end of it. That's where that episode ended. That's the longest it was, and that was nearly 10 minutes. That was yeah, there's that was episode 4, and rewatching it, oh god, like yeah, that I was making that during a bad time in my life, and a lot of it shone through there. Oh goodness me, that like there's no wonder why I cancelled that. I think if I was to remake episode 4 like from the ground up, I'd keep a couple scenes. I would get rid of a lot of scenes. Oh my goodness me. I made it so edgy, like over the top edgy. And there are like reasons for a lot of the edge. I just, yeah, I think I overdid it at points. But anyway, time for the director's commentary. Let's go through it. So yeah, this shot here was still animated in Photoshop. I remember I animated this, I think this was meant to be a post-credit scene for episode 3. I remember. Yeah, that was meant to be post-credits where he's standing on like overlooking something and you can hear like cars in the distance. And yeah, that I just worked it into episode 4. Anyway, the new intro. I got rid of the cool intro. And yeah, this new one that's got For Release playing instead of the Two Steps from Hell song. That's meant to be him floating in space, slowly transforming into Scourge, with the blood like flying around him, and then you've got like this bit here where the blood scratches goes all over it. Because the Rise of Scourge does get bloody, it does get dark. But I remember specifically, I wanted to make it more quote-unquote sophisticated. Because at the time, I really, really got into, like, Hannibal and Red Dragon, and, like, they played for release a lot in that, and I thought, oh, if I make it more subtle, it'll be, like, more effective, and it'll be more shocking whenever there's, like, blood and stuff like that. Like, I was just going through such an edgy phase, oh my god. But yeah, Hopswatch got cast as the voice of Scourge himself, as opposed to Tiny. So all the episodes up until now, Tiny has been voicing his own internal monologue, while you know, in the present, like in the present tense. Whereas from this point onwards, the internal voice that Tiny hears is Scourge. And I like to think that was, my thought at the time was, ever since Tiny got attacked, all he can hear in his head is Scourge. And so I cast Hopswatch as Scourge. And okay, this is like proper edgy. I watched A Clockwork Orange around about this time. And I really wanted Scourge to sound like Alex DeLarge from A Clockwork Orange, where he was like, "All right, love some. How about we do a little bit of the old ultra-violence?" Like that kind of like a real Cockney sort of bit more high-pitched voice where, you know, he's got a bit more, he's not... Yeah, that, because like Alex from A Clockwork Orange is a gangster, and Scourge is a gangster. That's what he is. Like, he's a cat version of like a thug gangster. And so, and Hops sort of did that, like, as his voice, and so I think Hops has like the perfect Scourge voice. And yeah, like the plan for like this whole scene was to have it be like so chaotic, so overstimulating, like kind of disgusting looking. Tiny has no idea what's going on. It looks ugly, but it's kind of effective. There's a homeless person and everything's big. That was just a green screen asset that I stole. And yeah, I just, like, the whole point of the scene was to be overstimulating. Tiny has no idea what's going on. And that's in 24 FPS for some reason. I think I intended for it to be 24 FPS, but I decided against that for obvious reasons. And, okay, this shot got memed on a lot whenever the episode got shown off originally. Okay, this is an Easter egg. This is Get Sherlock from Sherlock Season 2. Yeah, that's a Sherlock Season 2 reference. It's got Get Sherlock. This, however, that's meant to be a bin bag, and that's meant to be a plank. It looks phallic, okay? And that got memed on a lot. That was the cock and balls, like, box. I'm so sorry. So yeah, Tiny's asleep in the cardboard box. He's not very happy, and... Okay, I think a reason why this episode took, like, 3 years to come out is because I redid every scene after this about 3 times. And because at this point onwards, okay, first, like the whole thing with episode 4 being told in a weird order is like where he's like constantly having back and forths with the old she-cat, and he's constantly like he's telling his story to the old she-cat. That was something that happened really late. I didn't like I animated this shot maybe about a year after I animated this shot, because originally it was going to be told chronologically. It was, whatchamacallit, yeah, he was going to wake up from his little box, and he was going to go on his wee adventure. He was going to interact with all these strays, like steal their food. Like, this was going to be the scene that happened next, and then he'd walk away, and he'd encounter this group of strays, and then he'd get chased, and then he'd meet the old she-cat. That was meant to be the order of events. And, but for some reason, I think... Okay, this is another edgelord moment. I watched Pulp Fiction. I know, very cringe. And I liked the idea of the story being told out of order. Where he's just recounting his tale to the old she-cat. And that's what I ended up doing. Originally, I was going to have... the set to, like, a song. I was going to have Tiny's Adventure set to, like, an actual, like, song. I don't remember what the song was. I just remember imagining it like an AMV in my head. But, yeah. So the idea to have it be all told out of order was a weird one. And yeah, these backgrounds are really ugly. I drew them in Flash, because it was all animated in Flash. And that was a mistake. He's eating some popcorn chicken because I liked popcorn chicken. He's eating a chicken tikka sandwich here because I really like chicken tikka sandwiches. And yeah, okay, my thought process here was that these two were supposed to look like Socks and Ruby. They don't look like Socks and Ruby. This guy looks like Thistleclaw. They're meant to be two random strays, but I thought they looked enough like Socks and Ruby that I would have Tiny have this moment where he's like, wait a second, and look back. But that was just kind of stupid. But yeah, these backgrounds, oh my goodness, they are so ugly. I like the animation. I do like the animation that I did. I just don't know what I was doing with these backgrounds. They are so hideous. I did like this. Like zoom in. Why is drawing backgrounds in Flash a mistake? Because you don't have access to textured brushes. It just ends up looking scribbly. You can't. Yeah, it's just not very good. Like it's something I wouldn't recommend. It's very unfriendly when it comes to drawing backgrounds. But yeah, like look at this. This is meant to be panning up through the alley to the rooftops. This is meant to be the sun, and then this is meant to be like a reflection in the water where this. And then it's meant to pan up to like, oh, I imagine if I remade this, this would look better because that's meant to like pan up to Tiny walking on like the footpath and looking into another alley, like a reverse shot. But it doesn't look like that. It looks like a mess of scribbles. But yeah, this scene, yeah, this bit here. Okay, I kind of liked this motion where it's just these cats having a fight and Tiny's just nervous. But then, yeah, this is a parallel of that scene from episode 2 where he's talking to Socks and Ruby. And he does exactly the same motions where he like goes to speak, lowers his head, but then he's brave enough to actually like stand up straight, stand up tall, but then immediately gets dismissed. And for some reason I really liked that face, I don't know. Blixemy jump scare. I really just wanted to add as much life into the background characters. Let me just look at the chat a little bit. You said the 3D backgrounds are placeholders. Were the final ones going to be 3D, or was that just to get the scale perspective right? The final ones were going to be 3D. I had started studying to be a 3D animator at that point. I am very bad at modeling. So I'm not a 3D modeler. I'm a 3D animator. So I didn't create the best 3D backgrounds. But yeah, this guy, I don't know why I designed him to be like that. I think I should have designed him better. He's just got heterochromia, but very strange heterochromia. That is a frame. Oh my goodness me. Rah. Yeah, no, this whole chase scene was, oh yeah, this is where I started trying to incorporate the actual like hand-drawn backgrounds again. They still look ugly as sin, but they did the trick. But yeah, this is just a lot going on all at once. Like there's a blink and you'll miss it scene where Tiny swipes him in the face. And then there's like a homeless guy who throws a bottle at them and Tiny runs away. And yeah, this scene, I don't know what my brain was doing when I added this scene where he like finds the dead she-cat with the kittens who are still alive. I just thought, what's something really messed up, like to shock Tiny into going like, this is like a horrifically like unpleasant environment. Like that's messed up. I'm just gonna show Tiny's face, like, ugh. Like I cringe at myself drawing that. Like that was horrific where he's like, yeah, this is terrible. And yeah, he has that face of like, oh, he looks back. I don't know why I drew that. And then he's running away, but then the rogue finds him and swats him and then just gives up. The implication being he's going to eat the kittens. It's horrible. Why did I make this? Oh, goodness me. I suppose, yeah, it does, like, God. Like, getting into the headspace of, like, who I was back when I made this, I think I was thinking, you know what? It's disturbing. It'll be... It'll like show off just how unpleasant an environment this is, but like as a grown-up like adult looking back at this, who's like in a much healthier headspace, I'm just like, why did I draw that? I could have drawn anything. Why did I draw that? Like, so that's like a really, really dark scene. That's, oh god. Okay, moving swiftly onwards. This entire segment here is, yeah, I was in a really bad place when I made this. I'm so sorry, like, everyone. Like, I really was in such a dark headspace whenever I made this episode, and that's one of the reasons why I, like, canned the whole thing. And I do apologize sincerely. Yeah. Anyway, this scene, where he faces off against this Rottweiler is, a blink and you'll miss it scene that should have gone on a little bit longer. I think maybe to foreshadow him fighting the dog. I do like this scene. I do like this scene a lot, where it's like the city from a bird's eye view. Like, yeah, rotate. I think that transition's smooth. That's yeah, that is a smooth transition. Where zoom and then it fades into tight. Hold on, is that like a clean transition or does that fade? Because that actually looks pretty good. I don't know why the lighting suddenly got really stylized. But I got a Twitch follower. They invaded my stream. But no, Warrior Cats has some incredibly, incredibly dark stuff on it. Especially, like, there's dead kittens in it a lot, and, like, especially in Yellowfang's Secret, it's, like, portrayed as messed up for it to happen. And I wanted to portray it as messed up beyond, like, oh my god, messed up to happen in this. And I don't know why I popped off with the lighting. I don't know why the old she-cat shadow is not lining up with her, like, the box. The box doesn't cast a shadow. This was all an unfinished mess. I think I should have hidden the identity of the old she-cat a lot more, because she's got her scar, which the rogue didn't have. I wanted to have Tiny... Okay, this was like a plot hole that I got, that I missed. This is the box. Yeah, if you remember, like, this shot here, like, okay, you've got the dumpster here, you've got the box here, like the cardboard box, you got, like, Tiny there. If I go, yeah, to this shot, you've got the box in the foreground, you've got the dumpster here, there is an end of the alley there, and there is another side alley here. Like, so, but everyone's following me on Twitch! Guys, if you follow me on Twitch and do some strange things, it'll affect the stream. But yeah, here, there's no side alley, and there's no, like, lead into the main street. So, that was a plot hole that I completely didn't realize. So, yeah, and for some reason the old she-cat has a, whatchamacallit. Oh, I didn't add sound effects. She was meant to, like, do a little playful, like, sound effect there. And she's meant to be kicking, like, a stage light that was behind her that was also not there.
My bite long ago.
Yeah.
Still pretty good, don't you think?
Yeah, I did not lay out these scenes very well at all. But, I like over-animated Tiny so much, oh my goodness. But yeah, that was a little bit of popcorn chicken, because I really like popcorn chicken, and Tiny deserves a little popcorn chicken as a treat. I like that face. That's a really cute face. Like, she's just so nice. She's like one of, like, the few, like, really just nice characters in the story. Her paws are weird, but you know what? She's allowed to have weird paws. And yeah, that's a throwback to the earlier scene. Like, this is like, oh, that's how Tiny got to this point. And you can tell that I animated this scene here with the bright yellow 2 years after I animated this scene, because it's all gross and old. Yeah, it's a long time. Like, I made this episode over an incredibly long period of time, and I was going through a lot, and it was just, oh, not very good. Oh, but yeah, here was another edgelord moment, where, yeah, what's this place called anyway?
What's it called? Hell, Scrap. Welcome to hell.
That was another edgelord moment, yeah, where, yeah, I had a Scourge say shit, and I had the old she-cat say hell, and I know human swears are not a thing in the Warrior Cats universe, but my thinking at the time as a little edgelord child was, these are like the equivalent of, like, big city gang members they're gonna learn some bad words. So they're gonna say some bad words because, I don't know, they might have picked it up from the human language. I don't know. Oh my goodness. And yeah, I really like this one line that Hops says. Like, I just think, like, Hops does such a good job as Scourge, even though we don't meet him as Scourge, where he's like, hold on.
I never saw that old she-cat again.
It sounds so sincere. I love it.
She reminded me of the blue forest cat who saved my life. Probably the only two souls I would have thanked if I had met them a second time.
I don't know, my thinking there was like, oh god, this was like the era of the Warrior Cats fandom where everyone was like sort of obsessed with making the characters, like the evil characters, quote unquote, redeemable. In a very misguided sort of way, but I did think it was a nice way to humanize Scourge a little bit. Like, the only two people he encounters who he would have like thanked, like sincerely is grateful to, would be Bluefur. Like, she reminded me of the blue forest cat who saved my life. It's like, I'm grateful to Bluefur and I'm grateful to the old she-cat. But then, like, I don't know, thinking back on it, would he be grateful to Bluefur? I don't know. I don't know, but Hops' delivery really sells it. It's really cute. But yeah, this scene is, I do remember, like, I was really losing steam from this scene onwards. Like, I was really beginning to, like, feel the burnout. Everyone's following me on Twitch! Woohoo! Yeah, like... Yeah, I was really getting burnt out at this point.